Think of your collective self as a bank. When someone brings you attention or focus, in this situation, I'm a dog. Not that she counts. I know. That was. I'll get to your portion. But a good example of what I don't mean. There are others that do not fit the profile, so to speak, for my love today. Rightfully so, everyone has their own opinion of what that is, how it is, what it should be, could be, walks like, talks like, acts like, etc. What they don't do is consider that maybe we've all decided that for ourselves as well. So, you're a bank. In our day-to-day routine, we exchange notes of affection. Affection can be broken down to many different categories for many different motives. Whether it has purpose or not, because that can be broken down into two sections. Those with the free will purpose they gave themselves, those with a programmed purpose they didn't realize wasn't their own, which is a lack of free will, though it seems like they have it. It's kind of like you're accepted to Chuck E. Cheese's, Discovery Zone, and you just get to play on the grounds. You keep asking why we're not allowed outside, but that's just because they want you to be in their system. As long as you're there like that, Chuck E. Cheese's and Discovery Zone get to manage that at that level. So to be outside of that, you just have to be like you are, where you are. Outside of that, in your thoughts. And don't let your thoughts hurt you so much. They're not that powerful. Though sometimes they could be. Just depends on the person and how strongly we feel about it. Which again comes back to our broken down category of affection. There are many subcategories, motives, and those purposes should be created by the owner of the bank. And it's your bank. No matter who you deal with or what types of trades you deal with, it's your bank. And like that, you have to know when merchants are at your door. They look like me and you, of course. Average. Ordinary. And they've had wonderful stories. They disappear right into the background. You wouldn't even know they're there, but a merchant comes into your vicinity. Yeah, don't be facetious. Vicinity. And let's just say everything is fine. Because ordinarily it is. And then one day you realize from your storehouse, like a Trojan horse, some of your merchants have infiltrated your bank. You, personally, because you're allowing service with ordinary people every day. And those services, again, are varied, depending on the individual, motive, purpose. Purpose, for some of you, needs to be expanded to see what that really means and why. Do you have it? It's one thing to communicate. It's another to move. Then it's another entirely to shoot, move, and communicate. That's a purpose. And you can use that lightly. Like, you aim for something, you're shooting for the moon, shoot for the stars, shoot for something, go for it, same thing. But if, from the other perspective, where it comes from, if you shoot for something, you gotta have purpose. And again, where did that come from? So, when you're giving out notes, your experience, words, to others who wish to participate with your bank, your level of interest with them is at your disposal. Meaning, just like you sometimes run into redundant information online without PCs, okay? You have a cleaning file for that, a place where things that have been written get erased. In life, it's very similar. Your mind can do that. Also, nothing is truly ever erased. There is a quote-unquote in life, not talking about computers, a master drive. So it doesn't matter what you erase. It's still there, just the way it was. But we'll call that a skill for certain situations, if indeed we need it. Today, you have to wonder why you did. That means something either really bad happened to you, or you did something really bad to someone else. Which is the same thing, but we're getting to that. So, back to the bank. When you hand out your notes and take interest in people's lives, sometimes these ordinary people who have had very beautiful, glorious lives love nothing better than to just float around testing the interest in people's banks. Where can I make a good sale with my thoughts? Because I'm, quote-unquote, bored. And then those individuals will underhandedly, at some point, reveal themselves when you realize, like now, that they exist. Try to sabotage your life. No, I said try because the effort was made. But they made too much noise getting to the vault, you see, where I found it. Yeah, that's my heart I'm talking about, not my pen. Anyway, so the affection again. Many different reasons, many different purposes to have them. And when you let people in to your vault, you gotta be careful with that. And where you found it. But if you didn't keep anything in your vault, that hurts you. And you have no reason to fear letting God in, so to speak. In essence, when we participate with the earth like this, it's participating with the pleasurable part of it. But also, there's something else connected to the soul vine, and that's your truth. It may not want you to know your truth because its truth is in that way of poor interest, sometimes, depending on where you're looking and which way you want to go. But you see, someone who is familiar with the light is usually attracted to the dark because we're safe. We are our own lighthouse, our own proverbial torch. And what am I looking for? The truth. So when you get close to it, it will continue to run. So, in the interest of my bank and the banks that I have made, I'm telling you, when you're ready and you get close enough to it, cast your light spells. And if you cast it the right way, with your mind, not even the dark could hide from you. There's no such thing. But you can't fear what you see in the dark because, again, that's a poor bank. But if you're familiar with the light, they know why you're there. You didn't go there to destroy them. If you did, you'd become part of them, just as they are there now also. We are here now, with them there now as well. Because here is where we're having that conversation also. Here where I am now, past, present, and future, happening all the time, which really just means now, or whatever that was. And for the personal banks that I've made, you protect yourself with your light. Your light is your knowing. Your knowing is that is true. It is a scientific fact and also a gift for you. But you have to unlock the gift. So don't be afraid of a soul vine, especially not this. That has done nothing but help us. The proof is how much do you care to know that? And when you do, did it hurt you to break away from ones who don't like you knowing that? Because again, when you shed the light on this one, you'll realize Mom and Dad were doing that the whole time too. Also, time and place. Kids generally do not need any of these things as long as they are brought up healthy. But sometimes children slip through their own cracks while walking through these minefields of the mind. That's what I'm here to tell you. It's your own creation. So in your vault, when you invite things to it, you have to clean it out too. You see, they're gonna come and collect it either way. So, if you did things wrong, you do that. But you do that every day. You say, this is what I did wrong. This is what I won't do again. This is the one I hurt when I did that. Or I hurt myself, whatever the case may be. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes I just hurt me. But that's life, and I have to. So that I can get through the dialogue with myself. Myself. And no one's gonna take credit for that. So when you are the bank and you're dealing with ordinary merchants, just remember, ordinary is complex, and complex always knows itself as a simple organism, a unified thought. One, I am. I. So, once you have identified yourself as that I am also as well, you don't go into that world where those merchants are from and be rude to them now. They earned their spot. If they wanted to be rude to you, they may. Think of it like Willy Wonka and the chocolate factory. Did you know Willy Wonka and the man outside were working together just to see which kids would take the bite? And look, one of them did anyway. He failed, but through the love of that grandpa and all they've been through, and that little boy and just having fun, and then just to get beat up by somebody too serious as one. That's why they got to be the Doctor Who's that day. They worked for it. They had fun, innocently. They had the right character for it. Because where they were poor, like some of you would say, they were rich in their spirit. And that's what I mean by your bank. So, when you're done with everyone's purpose, I would say that was it. Just to remember that one thing. That, and you are your own employee, your own management, your own CEO, your own tender, your own personnel, everything you let in. That's all you. You're doing all of that now. You always have. On the inside, as well as out. That is your perfect world, that you have to be perfect with. And don't let anyone push you around. Don't take things that don't belong to you. Give credit where credit is due. Stop taking credit for yourself just because someone else did it too. If I had to do that, then I'd done nothing now, but that's something after all, and I did do something on my own. These are my words for you. Almost all of them entirely were created without your help. But I would be lying entirely to say that now. And that's the truth, to shed light on that. There is nothing in the dark. When your light is on now, that's you. You can see it all, and really see it. No one's gonna tell you you're crazy. I know why they tried, and that's where the light is being shined now. And it's for them to clean up their messes that they made for being abusers of our mind, knowing that I know they know what I know now, and using it against us the way they always have. I would not dare, and if I have, God help me. That's why it's nothing, but that's something. And that's fair. So don't worry about that there. You worry about yo. But don't do that either, because if I said that word, it belongs to them. That was their words. It's their purpose to continue words like that too. So did I help them? Of course, we all did. And did we help each other just now? Yes, we did, just now. Don't use words like that. Don't use words at all. That would set you in the negative mind. If indeed that word was the last one I used, good. But someone in someone's math class is going to disagree at some time. Just remember that. So know who's at your door. Who knows the difference anymore? We do. They're there. There are many cultures who have held these truths, not to be feared, not to be fought. Just because some lost the gift. They were afraid of that. And they should have been. They still are, in fact. That's why they fight now. But those that are there haven't always lost the gift as well. Especially when they're the ones fighting next to you now, like I am now. And you can turn it back on, just like that. Gotta know when and how. So, again, kids, this is your bank. How you tend your love is up to you. If you take checks from others, make sure it's love before you do. Because that's a check you don't want to cash. But you gotta cash a few to know where they're at. Okay? That's it. It's a very clever way of saying life is full of surprises. Know who you're talking to, so it doesn't surprise us anymore with that. And love you where I am. This is my bank. And you have full service. An infinite supply of that. And all you need is one, because it's me, one heart, right here where I'm at, now. And that's where I found it. And that's where it remains. Free from everyone else's purpose, agendas, motives, and all of that stuff. And you need to answer those questions, like I said. Why were you doing that anyway? If you don't have a good answer, stop. That's not a good reason to do things today. It's not. You need absolute, and that's the light being shined. We have it. Turns out we've had it the whole time. And that's one. Just me. Right here, my heart today. That's one. Just you. Same thing. You have a heart? Good. Like I said before, even things without hearts and minds seem to show affection with the purpose we've given it. I can make something out of the air that doesn't exist and be affectionate to that too. It's an ability that I grew from the abuse. So use it wisely, because you might make something that hurts somebody when you do. So if you're gonna play with friends, play nicely. And if they don't play nicely with you, they're not your friends. Bad bank. So know when it is. And void those checks too. Don't let them make deposits anymore. Don't let them be your war, and don't let them be your voice of reason when they can't reason with words. If they can't do that, they're proverbial turds. Because I reason just fine, and I've been to war for them. So what's their excuse now? They don't have one where I found it, because this is my heart, and I don't accept excuses. Those are void checks now that belong to the quote-unquote darkness, which isn't dark at all. So that's happening now also. We're cleaning their banks out. Meek and the lowly. Well, just watch. Stick around. Hold each other with your hearts. Good deposits for your banks now. Love your loved ones while you still can. Tomorrow's not always promised. Just because you're chasing someone's dream means you're just not there where it is. And you're doing that for someone else. So again, purpose. Remember, kids, it's right where you are now. You didn't need to make that. It was made for you. All you had to do is know that and enjoy it. That's your purpose. Enjoy you. And you should. And you do. Don't let anyone else take that from you. Ever. I won't. I'm only here to build you up and to tell you you're perfect. Just like that. You. And I did that for you. Coincidentally, because of that, we did that for us because it works for me.